In this video, I want to talk about the myth of core strength. There's a big myth that handstands is all about core strength. Core. You hear a lot of people talk about it all the time. People say it to me every day. Oh, handstands is all about core. You need good core. It's really good for your core. It's really important to have core. You got to work on the core strength. It's all about the core. It's a myth. It's a myth. Here's what I mean specifically. Your core strength is not a limiting factor to your handstand for most people. Your shoulder strength is. These muscles around here, this shoulder alignment, this shoulder stability, that is a limiting factor that stops people from achieving their handstand in most cases. So when you're stood normally, your body weight is stacked through your bones, stacked through your skeleton. In order to stand like this, my core is not excessively engaged. I'm not squeezing, doing a Hulk Hogan in order to stand. It's quite relaxed. Now I want you to think about this. A handstand's the same. It's just upside down. It doesn't need a lot of core for that. If you're a pole dancer and you're doing a human flag sideways, where your legs are up in the air and your body's horizontal, that requires a lot of core strength in order to suspend your body up like that. But if you're vertical in a handstand, not a big deal. Sorry, folks. If you walk through the door in order to get to the gym or get to the studio or get to the handstand workshop, you already have enough core strength for a handstand. If you came in a wheelbarrow, that might be different. Then we'd have something to talk about. But here's the bottom line. For most people, it's just not a limiting factor. I've taught hundreds of people in handstand classes, and I can think of maybe 1 or 2 times where I thought to myself, oh God, they seem quite wobbly and unstable around their core. Most people, it's just not an issue. If you think about it, when you're stood normally, your hips, your glutes, your quads, these muscles around here, they're very big muscles. When you're in a handstand, your shoulders are the equivalent of those. And these shoulder muscles need to be strong. So, what this means is stop wasting your time doing planks and crunches. Instead, here's some exercises that's going to strengthen your shoulders. Go up against the wall and do little shrugs. That's where you just let your body weight sink a little bit and push. And just do those reps. My arms are straight, the elbows are not bending. And this is building up the strength of the traps and the delts. That's going to create the stable base for your handstand. Another exercise you can do is similar. Take the hands a little bit wider apart and actually dip and bend the elbows this time. You don't have to go all the way to the ground. You can just dip a little bit as far as feels safe for you. And I want you to work on 10 reps at a time. And you're going to do 10 reps of 10. That's going to build your arm strength, your shoulder strength. That's going to make your handstand stable. This is what's going to progress your handstand. The other exercise that I really like is to go walk your feet up the wall and practice planching forward. So your body weight goes forwards over your hands. Your shoulders have to generate a lot of force in order to resist that. And then you can press all the way back and you can actually open your shoulders into a stretch in the other direction. So there's 2 components to this. You go forward. This is strengthening your shoulders. You push your chest back and you open that shoulder angle. Push your chest through. That's stretching the